Kain refused the sacrifice.
Okay, I think everything should be fine by now. Everything fine and stable. Let's just finally play this thing.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts, fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer. Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are opened, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
This intro is so long. There's still more to it.
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny. Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands.
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
Ah, you two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Kain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then. But consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how, I had not yet discovered.
Okay, finally we can play the game. And this is one of the problems in this game. The fact that it tries to explain everything to you, like in too much detail, like mentioning the crystal. I've seen the crystal on top of it, but there's no need to mention it. And it does that all the time with everything. That is one of the problems with it. Okay, I find it weird how. Let me see, I remember there's... No, not this one, not this one, not this one. Where's the... No, I think it's this one, maybe. Yeah, it probably is. Shame that there is a need for the goddamn noise. But I find it weird how on the Seraphon's Fortress there is a ton of images, very detailed paintings of Vorador, like apparently killing a lot of people. It's like as if on a Catholic church there were only images and paintings of the devil. It makes not much sense. I mean, why isn't there more paintings of the Seraphim? Like they are supposed to be the guys that are trying to save this world. But nope, a lot of paintings of Vorador. Ooh, that texture. I hate these things. And one of the problems as well is the combat. It is apparently more clunky than on Reaver. It requires you to make more movements, but it's way more repeated. And it's like pretty much required that you abuse the system. So most of the time, instead of you doing like complete combos like this, it's way better than you just do 2, and then go forward, 2 hits, forward, 2 hits. Because it stuns and locks the enemy. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it's just like take a very big chunk of your health. See, just one miss and you're pretty much fucked. And there's a lot of these cutscenes just showing simple things happening. The camera doesn't help. As far as I remember, there's no way to go through here. Yep, you only go through there. God damn, the camera is just doing its own thing. See, this part makes sense. There are apparently seraphims or whatever other thing these represent. The camera all over the place. It's still weird. Oh yeah, a difference. There are like women fighters now. So yeah, we be murdering women now. More cutscenes.
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
The game suffers like from a lack of show don't tell. It just tries to tell you all the time what you should be seeing and what you should be looking at. The enemies all attack you, they attack you all at once. I mean, it makes for more realism, but it's way harder to try to do like regular combat with them. And they changed it. If you try to do combat like this, it takes way more time for you to kill them, because it was one of the ways like most of the combat was done in Soul Reaver 1, and they reduced the damage. It's clear how way less damage you do when you are just walking around and trying to hit them like that. You do way less damage. What? Why didn't he attack me? They often attack you if you try to like get a soul. Like this guy here. in the cutscenes for opening a door. Now it's kind of confusing to see where you came from, because it seems like I came from there. Was it? Because the other entrance or exit just looks just as much as equal. Like, look at it. Like, there's this thing you can go to this one. Like, it's pretty much kind of like it. Possibly we came from there, or not, or not. There's no way to attack here. You can't open in here. Wait a second, it showed something. For a split second, it showed something up. Do I need to really go towards the spectral realm and try to cross that thing? Because if it is, the game never told me that I need to do that. This game suffers from a lot of issues like these. So Reaver 1 was a little bit... Yeah, this is the place where we came from. So Reaver 1 was a little bit cryptic in certain moments, but as soon as you... It's one of the things that I often say. As soon as you change your view of the game and you try to play it in a different way, the game gets way easier. Why the fuck is my mouse outside the window? Oh no, it's inside again. Go figure. Because on the first one, as soon as you think, if nothing is going forward and things aren't working, just change to the spectral realm. But on this one, it's not that clear. But apparently it seems like what they want me to do. I don't remember this part. Yep, it is. It is what I was supposed to do. But the game never told me. Never told me about it. It expects me to know that that's the thing that I should do. It is almost like it expects you to have played the original one. At least now he doesn't push walls like he did in the first one. If you accidentally push the wall like this for a while, just get stuck there for like 5 to 10 seconds, just pushing the wall for no reason. But still, all of the nice things from the world changing still here.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
Simple. The staff affects vampires. That's simple. There's no need to think more about it. This section here, you have to be extremely careful what you do. Because there are a lot of enemies in here. And they gang up on you. And if you try to flee, they just go around you. And they like create a small little mob around you. It's painful. What was that? The attack just made no sense. God damn it, let me see something because I heard a weird noise somewhere. Well, no reason. Weird. Just made a weird noise for no reason.
Here it comes.
Yeah, here I come. See, they dodged. The enemies, like, they have way more intelligence of what to do, but the combat just didn't become better, which is weird. It just became harder. It doesn't give you too many tools for you to fight as good as you need to.
Die, fiend.
There are too many enemies in here. Why are the enemies just disappearing? That shouldn't happen. I mean, the Soul Reaver consumes the enemies, but that is not what happens. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. They just up and disappear. It's not like that. I don't recall this effect being like this on PS2 as well. See, they just pretty much stun lock you if you don't like play the exact precise way they intend you. See, this is what the Soul Reaver should do. Just thrust the Soul Reaver at it, and then it just, god damn it. They removed your ability to easily throw blasts at the enemies. The game often dodges you in a direction that it didn't intend to go. It is clunky. The combat is clunky. Okay, I think that's all of them. I think now is a cutscene that shows how the animation, all of the design they're going to. It's kind of weird compared
As I
to
neared the
the Reaver.
stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step.
This effect is not nice.
The tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kain. I had not thought such a thing was possible. Until, of course, Kain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down.
The background pulsating is not
The
nice.
spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long-dormant spirit was now fully aroused. And for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity, willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leached to restore the blade. But The Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Kain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth ready to guide in the...
Why is that guy's hand so big?
...folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage...
The background.
Listen to me.
Look at the background.
You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Kain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Kain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Kain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy, you are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
So there you see. There are so many problems with all of this. And I don't remember, like specifically, I don't remember Raziel throwing the Soul Reaver behind. Like why would he do that? I mean, he has the like the spiritual version of the sword, but regardless, there's no reason for you to throw away the sword.
This was the legendary Janos Ordrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villagers below. His reign of terror ended when the Seraphim finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still-living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Seraphim therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordren truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
This section, it's okay if the game explains it, because you pretty much arrive at this thing, and then you just look at it, and you have no idea who are the characters being depicted here. There's nothing explaining what they are or what is happening, and he explains the whole process or what happened, what this is depicting. That is okay. But when he was here in inside that chamber over there, and then grabbing the Soul Reaver, you were seeing everything that was happening. Like like talking about how they could feel the reality like becoming corrupted and not being as usual as it is. Like you saw the even though the effect is complete dog shit, you saw the effect of the world just pulsating and just moving erratically. You saw what was happening, and he described exactly what was happening while we were holding Soul Reaver, and how he was draining his energy and shit like that. You are seeing that. There's no reason for you to explain. Like that cutscene back there on Soul Reaver 1 would have taken like what, 10 seconds. He would just approach it silently, just get close to it, hold his hand on top of Soul Reaver, like he would just say like probably something like what is the Soul Reaver doing here, or something like that, and then the Soul Reaver would get connected together, would drain his energy and shit like that, and he would just like explain like a very short explanation, like what happened, why did the Soul Reaver drain my energy, what happened with both of the swords, and a very short and brief description, because if you've seen everything that happened, there's no reason to describe like in-depth detail as if it was a book. You are seeing that the reason why things are properly described in books, like with an insane amount of detail, is because you're not seeing it. It's the only reason. There's too many cutscenes in this game. Everything is a cutscene. You enter a room and there's a cutscene. And the only moments when things are being described to you that are matter and that are being described by a character, what is happening, is pretty much the moments where Kain show up. Because Kain is describing the things that you can't see. Otherwise, other moments, they are... it's just a description of whatever the fuck it is that you're saying. See, another cutscene. You enter a room, cutscene.
Strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here, and then so cruelly profaned by Kain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Sarafan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become, and a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Kain and destroy him.
The camera just stands still there, like while it just says things that Raziel were thinking about. Then, like, part of this cutscene is interesting, like the first part, where it is pretty much describing to you things that have happened and not the things that are happening. But then when it starts describing things that are happening, the game, it just becomes shit. It makes no sense. Yeah, like, goddamn dodge. Dodge towards a proper way. combat is anemic. It's a perfect way to describe combat. So I am pressing the buttons to devour the soul, but it's not happening. See, sometimes the enemies have too much intelligence, and sometimes they have none. And then they start connecting like several attacks one after the other. Now the cutscene for door opening. Just make the sound of a door opening and just let me like have some idea that somewhere something has happened. There's no reason to depict every single thing that happens. It is very bad storytelling. And then, for example, when Raziel stands in front of his statue, he describes what he's seeing in the statue, like how it was noble and shit. Like, I mean, I get this part because it's not, the graphics are not great to show up what exactly how noble he is in the statue. So okay, it's fine, like being described like that. But then when it starts like showing up what he's thinking, just let him do an action. Let him punch the ground or the wall or something. Like, let him show the anger he's feeling, not just, oh, I see how I was before and now look at me. It's just like, and then he's just standing there still, doing nothing. Okay, this is Duma, one of the vampires we're killing. So Reaver 1. I think it's the last one. But he's pretty much dead already. And then there's this one, it's Zephon, one of the other vampires that we kill as well. It was the one that turns into a spider, if I recall correctly. And then there is Turiel. I think this one doesn't show up in Soul Reaver 1. I don't recall him. And then there's Rahab. He's the one who becomes the serpent snakes. The swing and everything. And then there's Meukaya, the one that, if you look at it, compared to the other ones, he's a little bit, like, has a little more meat on his bones. And he's the one that, he was the last one to be resurrected. And then he pretty much like became a bloated corpse. Because the vampiric soul didn't attach properly to his body. So yeah, describing things like this, I mean, you don't see everything else. Like, if a person haven't played the game, he wouldn't know about this. And again, the same problem happens. Did I come from this door? Or did I come from that passage back there? Because from what was depicted, it seemed like Raziel came and it went directly towards the statue. But towards there's just a locked thing. So he came from there. There's now two options. Over there, and then up there. Where the fuck do you go? It's a good thing to have options. But then, which place did it came from? We came from here. It is the same like S-shaped room. So we came from here. In the cutscene, it looked like we came from the place with the from the place with the goddamn the gate. But nope, but it didn't came from the gate. Even though from the cutscene point of view, it looks like we came from here. Because we, as far as, for example, what happened before you enter this room, you go from outside the door, you open the door, and you go outside, and the cutscene starts, and Raziel starts walking directly towards the statue. And it would be there, but it isn't. It was there. That's one of the problems of this game having so many cutscenes. Like, it confuses you because it removes your orientation. And it's not even because I have ADD. It really makes you very confused in some places. And And this is just the beginning. It gets more confusing in the later parts. It's like the devs behind this game never played the first one, didn't understand what was going on in the first one. Cutscene. Quite sure about it. See?
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory.
Just say that it's Nosgoth in the past.
Abundant life and vitality.
See?
And I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Too much explanation, too much description. There's no need for all of that. Like, just go here, like he did. He came from here, and then he stood there, and just stay silent. Just show the land around, and just like do, like a single comment. Just say, "Is this Nosgoth? Is this how Nosgoth was before?" Or like, is this how Nosgoth was before Kain? That's it. It explained everything. Like, you know it's in the past. You know the land is fucked up in the future because of Kain, and you know that this was how it was before Kain showed up. No, it starts describing like a bunch of fucking shit. And at least there's not pretty much infinite amounts of blur and bloom on the screen. On the PS2 version, like swimming around here, I couldn't see anything. Like, I literally couldn't see anything. You just see it was like I was like swimming in a real swamp, or real muddy swamp water. I don't want to see that. I want to see where I'm going. It is graphically, it is better, but only if it allows me to see what is happening. Otherwise, just useless.
As I passed this arcane land,
Another cutscene.
a
See?
wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn to the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
So much description for nothing. Just make a comment and not a precise explanation. Just say what is going on. Why is this beacon like absorbing my energy? Does it mean that I could come back here if like a problem happened or something? Just make a quick description. Make a comment. Don't describe things. Comment about things. These things all over the place, like this is complete fucking dumb shit. It plays a part in the future, but then being here when you have no use for them is just... And it's not like it is a puzzle or something, like, for example, that you look at right now and then think, oh, that's gonna be useful eventually. You have no idea what this is. That's one of the problems with that those things should have showed up after you know what they are for. And then you just look at it and then you just go, oh, I know why that thing is there. Nope. They had to put these things. And then you see the fucking shit and you have no fucking idea what it is. So Reaver 1 was way more... What is the word that I'm trying to find? Way more discreet with these things. There were lots of places where there were sections of the game that you could only go through after you acquire the power. And then... But then when you acquire the power, you would like use that power on the very specific thing. Like, for example, the power to cross through gates when you are in this spectral realm. Before you know that you can do that, you're just seeing gates around the whole place. You're just going around, see, there's a gate in here, I can't go across, it's closed, eventually it will open, but maybe I can't go through here now, maybe I won't ever be able to go through here. And that is fine, there's not a problem. And then eventually when you get the power, you are forced to cross a gate. And at the moment that you cross a single gate, you think, wait a minute, what about all of those gates that I've seen before? Can I cross them? And then you go and find one of the gates, and then you cross it. And then you think, holy shit, I can cross all those gates that I've seen before. And then it just clicks. And it is done in a night and in an object that is not... It isn't like... It is part of the environment and not something that just is in the environment like this. Why is this here? What purpose would this have if not for what it would be used later? Like, would you look at this and just think, well, this is probably an altar for a god or something like that in the middle of the like 2 trees. Maybe that's it, but it isn't. It doesn't look like one. You can clearly see like it is something that pops up in the environment, just like this does. And let's see this wheel here. You can see that it is something that I can interact with. And then you go and try to interact with it. Nice. But then you go here and try to interact with it. Fuck all happens. Because it attracts your attention, then you go towards it, and it does nothing. That is the problem with most of the things in Soul Reaver 2. It attracts your attention, and then you go up to it, and there is fuck all. It shouldn't even attract your attention. You shouldn't have even perceived that thing was there. And it's not just because I've played enough to know what those things do. Because even before knowing what they did, I was already like thinking like that. Just why the fuck is all these things all over the place? It's very poorly made. Like, let's see, oh, there it is, another one. And then you think, oh, another thing, one of those things, but it does nothing. It's useless. It's just here. Why? Because it is. For no reason. Like, oh, look, there is another fucking one there. Why? Who knows? It's just there. It is not part of the environment, it's just a thing that attracts your attention for no reason at all. It is very poorly designed. This one. Oh, another cutscene. God damn it.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
It's a save point. That's what it is, it's a save point. Because you need to save in specific points in the game. Like in the first one you could just save everywhere, fuck it. Now there are save points. And then for some reason Raziel just goes, close to the thing, describing the thing, looks at the thing, and doesn't fucking touch it. He doesn't interact with the thing. He just says to you, oh, if you do this, something is going to happen like this. Fucking do the thing then. Like, just... how the fuck does he know that the thing, like, can store his energy for later or something like that if he didn't touch the fucking thing? It's like, is he what, a goddamn Power Ranger that knows how to morph even before he knows what a morpher is that it? He knows how to call a Megazord, like, even though he never seen one. That's complete bullshit. It is poorly designed. And see, you just save. I don't even know how is there a saving here. Did it save the game when he arrived close to it? Probably. I don't know. It didn't show up anywhere. But I never played the PC game before. And look how the screenshot is extremely similar to the cutscene. It probably saved the game. He never touched the thing. How the fuck did the game save? I have so many gripes with this game. I want to like it. I really do. But it is doing its best to make me not like it. This. Okay, fine. It's a thing that is on the ground for some reason. It's probably an issue because of the technology of the era. Because it is very out of, like, interactable, let's say. But pretty much none of the objects in Soul Reaver 1 is, despite, like, in the sections where there are puzzles. But that was PS1, this is PS2 era, things shouldn't be like this. So, and Raziel is going to die eventually because I forgot about this.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold,
God damn it.
I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
Do you see this fucking bullshit? How the hell does Raziel know that this is the only possible entrance? What about back there? What if there's an entrance back there? What about on the other side of the thing? Why don't you jump on top of the mountain, just go inside of the thing? How the fuck does he know that this is the only entrance? You know why? You know how he knows that is the only entrance? Because it's what says in the script. For some reason, Raziel knows the script of the game. These enemies are nice. They retain the style from Soul Reaver, from the original game. They're pretty much an improved carbon copy of the original ones. I don't know if I can just... No, I need to find a place. The sound of the Reaver is nicer. That is one thing. The effect on it is way nicer as well, and if it wasn't, goddamn. Like how do you go up a generation and can't improve a simple weapon? If you couldn't, there was something very wrong with this game. In this section, I'm quite sure there are a considerable amount of humans. Why didn't the Why didn't they had a portal back there? Who knows? Why is it allowing me to go this whole section without showing me a portal so I could like experience the regular world instead of the spectral realm? Who knows? Another one of those things down there. So Reaver was the first one was very on rails, let's say like that, even though it was open world kind of game, but it was very on rails. But the difference that it never looked like it was on rails, like So Reaver 2 looks like.
Seize him!
One of the problems of the game as well. Combat is pretty much useless. There's no reason for you to do combat with anyone. No reason at all. When you go into combat, let me show. When you go into combat with the enemies, you gain nothing. First one, kind of these crows. See how they disappear? There's a very interesting bug in the PS2. I don't remember if it affected PC as well. But apparently, if you interact too much with these crows, you eventually reach a part of the game where the game gets stuck and you can't proceed because you interact with too many of these crows. Like for example, I won't go into combat with these enemies. Now look at this. This is the start of the game. This is the first section after you go outside the fortress. This is where we would be going through if we didn't like die at the start of the section. Like, see how I can just pass through the enemies? Like, oh, I can see a guy being stuck there. It's probably a vampire, maybe. Because there is stakes on his body. And these guys are vampire hunters. But look at this. There's no reason. You just keep going. Eventually you need to get some souls and shit, but there's no reason for you to enter combat. And if you do, you're probably being more punished than anything else. You interact with the crows, the game gets locked. You use the Soul Reaver, it drains your health. Like, the decisions made for this game make no fucking sense. Even the bugs like prevent you from interacting with the environment. These enemies, that dog was back here for no reason. See, if there was something that I had to do on that altar in here, would be nice, would be interesting. Do I need to do something on it? I don't know. Maybe this obelisk, will I need to interact with him in the future? I don't know. It doesn't look like I can interact with them. That is a nice place where you would interact with it. But you don't know yet, which is good. But that thing over there? This one as well? It is clear that I need to interact with it. Nothing behind you always need to look behind the waterfall. The crows will make the game buggy. The thing again as well. The camera going all over the place. And the crows. And an enemy that doesn't matter. Let's just kill this one because it's a simple one. Just to get some souls.
These vampires had nothing in
Cutscenes.
common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
Another dumb description. Just say something like, are these vampires? Why do they look so human? Is this what vampires looked like before Kain? Like, do a proper comment on it. And not just, like, pondering on this existence of shit. Now I need to kill these because... Just because there will be, like... Do you see the reason why I have to kill these enemies? Because if that was the proper effect. If I don't, they will be a bother. They will prevent me from pulling this lever. That's the only reason why I need to kill those enemies. And this lever, what is the reason behind this? You hold the lever, but if you release it, it goes back. You release him, it goes back. Is this like one of those God of War chests that you kind of open it, but you then release it and it stops? What makes it get stuck in there? It is not very well designed.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
Part of that comment made sense. Because we've never seen the pillars like that.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, The Balance Guardian is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nutraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nutraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Suppose one day a coin lands on its edge. Kain's words, they are pretty much filled with purpose. Every time he shows up, he's just like making the game better, like enlightening you and telling you the secrets of the world and everything that is going on. The things that Raziel is oblivious to. The main problem with that is that on Soul Reaver 1, Raziel was the main character, was the hero of the thing. On Soul Reaver 2, he's basically just Batman to Kain's Joker. Like Kain takes the center position every time he shows up. Like Raziel gets
impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
God damn it, I could see every fucking time. And one of the worst parts in this game, it shows exactly the item of the spell you need to use here. You need to go through to the Spectral Realm, like, go to Spectral. It made me go to Spectral before, to cross that gate, but it never told me that was, well, what I had to do. And now here, the thing has the symbol, and when I approach it says go to Spectral. It's bullshit. That's poor design. Very, very poor design. Is Ariel's spirit in here? I don't think it is yet. No, it isn't. It is a poorly designed game. It's a shame though. I like this series a lot. But this is a poorly designed game. It is like nothing when compared to Reaver 1. I hope that eventually it starts to redeem itself. But I don't have high hopes for it. Especially because it doesn't look like it will. Every single point you reach in the game, you get a goddamn cutscene again. This as well, you don't need to fight these guys. It's even better if you don't. Makes the game more enjoyable, weirdly.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone
See you again.
was keenly interested in my presence here.
Isn't it better if you just said, why does it look like these crows are watching me? Or then, why do I have the feeling that I'm being watched? And why does it seem like these crows are linked to it? Instead of just going, oh, it feels like I am being watched ever since I stepped with my foot in here. It's just like, go fuck yourself.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key.
Lucky us, Raziel described the door, otherwise we wouldn't see that it looks like him. Aren't we lucky?
And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation
Why?
that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed.
The fact of the door opening is nice. But the goddamn, like, bullshit, like, explanation, I don't give a shit. So yeah, things start to get deeper. Why the hell is Raziel's figure being depicted in a door that is centuries old? Why the fuck does it need the Soul Reaver to be open? This is the part that is interesting in the game. It's a shame that it needs to be explained every single fucking detail. I'm not going to fight these guys. They're just a pain in the ass. Just regular dumb enemies, they're just punching off. It's not even like... let me just fight the single one here. There's another fucking dumb one behind me. Like, see, this is what happens. If fuck all. The crystal, whatever the fuck it is inside, then just enters the ground. You don't get a soul from it, so if you just keep fighting, then it's just pointless. Eventually you lose your life. You don't get nothing back from it. Those are completely pointless. As far as I know, or at least for now. Maybe they have a mini. And then guess what happens now?
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel. Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel.
You are my soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
At least this cutscene is like enlightening. It is long as hell, but at least it tells things that you don't exactly know. But if you are receptive enough, you can notice certain things. The fact that... I forgot the name of the guy down there. He explains to you that Kain threw you for jealousy after 1,000 years of servitude to him. Like he threw you on that whirlpool that just consumed, like, Kain, like raised out entirely. But then he doesn't mention the fact that Kain knows the future. It wasn't exactly jealousy. He looked like he was jealous, but there was a purpose. There was a reason. He wasn't doing it because, like, he exactly wanted it. He's bound by fate. He knows that that is what he must do, and then so he does. But it's not like he's doing just because he wants to, or because he was really truly jealous. There's a lot of things that happen. You basically just see that Raziel is being misled everywhere he goes. No one is telling him the truth. And he thinks that is reaching the truth and shit like that, but he gets closer to the truth, but only because he's being betrayed by everyone. Like it's almost by complete accident that he learns the truth. Yeah, I'm going to make a little break in here because it's getting fucking hot as hell in my room. And I need to vent it for a little while. So let's see, if I pause the game, it goes completely silent. That is weird. So yeah, I'm going to make a break for a while. No. Come on. But I'll be back in a while. Like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. 15 tops, I guess. But yeah, I'll be back in a while. Just hang in there. But I'm back. It is still hot as hell. And apparently we died while I was venting the room. But okay. Only need to find the portal. But god damn it, the urge to sneeze. Oh, thank god I managed to. It's been a while since I want to sneeze, but I couldn't. God damn it, where is the fucking place for me to... Oh, there it is. Piece of shit, I was about to teleport out. I mean, not teleport, phase out. Oh, I can see now what lies under here. Couldn't on PS2. It's just a muddy mess.
Destroyed.
This guy is still as old as fuck. Like, ugly as fuck. Nope. Nope. Not going to fight you guys. Not going to entertain the thought. It's just useless. Meaningless shit. Nope. Thank you. Off we go. See the things again. God damn it, how I hate those fucking things. So yeah, I've seen the crystals back there. Yep, apparently it's just over down here. I've kind of did this before when I tried to play on the PS2, but I don't. It's one of the good things of having ADD combined with like the autism and all of the other fucking shit, the anxiety, the depression and shit like that. You pretty much don't pay attention to shit. So every time you do something, it's pretty much just like new. It's like you've never did it before. Up here... I mean, I have some faint memories about the things that I need to do, but... Say this. I know that you can scale these walls. You could go up to them, through them. But you can't do it while you are in water, which means that eventually we'll drain this place. That is a good foreshadowing.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Do you see what he did there? Just saying like, I know what that is, and that I know that I will be able to enter it eventually. Like, isn't more exactly what we would think if we would get close to it? Like, you go here and think, oh, it's a door. And then you go close, it's just... Oh, is it a Mobius? Mobius, yep. No, Mobius. Isn't it Mobius sound? Wasn't this... Doesn't this look exactly like the time chamber? Is it a time chamber? Will I use it eventually? And that's what you think. But nope, it needs to describe to you that that's what you think. And then there's these fucking things in here as well. But that is the problem that with these things. This shit, you don't know what it is. That shit, you know, because you've seen the Mobius sign before. You know what that means. It means, like, the Mobius is related to the thing. And then it's probably something time related. And then there's the enemies over there. Just, why? Why fight them? Like, give me a good reason. Why should I fight them? None? Not a single reason at all. And there's one of the problems as well. There's not that many reasons for you to stop and look at things. Like, you see, there's the Soul Reaver Temple, but did the game give me a reason? So, for example, look around it. Look how it doesn't... Like, from this point of view here. From when you are entering. Does it make you try? Like, does it make you, like, do this? It doesn't. The camera just kept going straight. You see, like, what looks like a broken wall or something like that, but nope. It doesn't. And this sudden shift with the thing, it doesn't give you a reason to observe the scenario around you. This is one of the saddest things in this game. Because the scenario is one of the nicest things in Soul Reaver games. Now, see, now it makes you look up there. But only after you pass through it. And it shows the guy that I'm...
My lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered. But I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
You see how long it stays before it says something meaningful? Wouldn't it be better if it just commented and said, like, is that Vorador I see? Or something like that? Just like making enough for you to remember who that guy is and remember that this is the guy that you saw before in those paintings, in those depictions. Just enough hints for you to paint the picture yourself and not the game painting the picture for you. Like, imagine fighting on this fucking shitty ground. Since there's the time chamber back there, it implies that eventually we will come around here. In the past or the future. Let's see. What is the reasoning for me to fight those enemies? My health is getting low, sure. Like, for example, I can fight this guy. Only this one. Why is it not locking on? They are just blood bags. Or spirit bags, I don't know. What best description would be given to them? God damn it. What the fuck is fuck? God damn it. Another save that you can see from a mile away. What is this? A frog. Swamp. Another one of these stupid ass things.
Get him! Prepare to die.
No reason at all for me to fight him. An action adventure game where you don't need to take any action.
There appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Are you seeing this shit? Are you seeing this fucking dumb shit? Just saying, oh, look at that thing over there. Eventually you can go through it. Like, remember, don't forget, you can go through that place. Try eventually. You get a power. Just fuck off, mate. Well, this one is an easy grab. And exclusively for the soul. So that we won't change back to the spectral realm. What other reason would there be for me to fight him? The first one kind of had partially
My
that.
friend was nowhere to be seen, but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
See how much explanation it gives there. Complete bullshit. And this is the place. This is the place where if you interact too much with these crows, these specific crows and the ones like before, you will get locked inside. The game just bugs out and just locks you inside this temple. There's no way for it to go out. It's a bug so well known by the community, because it, and even by the developers, it eventually becomes an achievement, if I remember correctly, on one of the other games. I think Defiance, maybe, I don't recall exactly. Can I kill this guy from here? No, I need to activate him. Dumb fucking thing up. Now I can. Come on. I hate how they removed your ability to use this in combat. And you need to do it outside of combat. It is fucking stupid. Because I see why. Like, you could, like, cheat a lot and make combat way easier in the first game if you use that. Like, you could like pretty much just go through a lot of the enemies without by using that. It made the game combat way easier, but it made more satisfying. And even these shields are fucking dumb. Like, why do you need to take so long for it to open just a simple fucking door? Again, as far as I remember, the game never said to you that you can cross gates like these with through the spectral realm. I'm quite sure the game never said it. And these ones, I only need to kill them because they are a bother. And to get the souls as well. But even then, there are souls floating around now and or here and there. I think it is over here. Yep. And there's a world map now. It's not as useful, I mean, kind of, but not as useful as it would think it is. This whole temple is complete garbage, in my opinion. There are very annoying puzzles in here, but not because they are hard, but because they are a little bit cryptic and weird in the way that you solve them. There's a door in here that does something. We can't do anything with it. There's one of those dumb fucking things again. It's just a temple, in the, like literally in the middle of a swamp, with some skeleton dudes inside. Do you see how I repeat only the same 2 combat moves? Because it is worthless for you to use the 3rd one. Pretty much.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the pillar's chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
This game is like the god damn it, the camera. Jesus, let me just get away from there. Oh, it's dead. This game is like the initial version of Blade Runner, where Harrison Ford describes everything that is being shown on the screen. It's pretty much that. Which is a shame, though. And then one might say, aren't you describing what is going on the screen? I'm not describing every single thing. I'm not going, and now Raziel keeps going back because he failed to jump the thing. And he goes with purpose towards the wall, which he climbed several times before. Again, to seek on his quest for revenge and vengeance. And then he jumps. And then he reaches the thing, and then he jumps again, and precisely reaches the thing, only to reach an entrance for a place with a crystal on top of it. I'm not fucking doing this. The game is though. Weirdly, it didn't describe anything in this place, which is how most of these things should go. It just show me, look, there are things in here. Like, you probably need to interact with them in some who the fuck knows manner. But yeah, thankfully, I know the solution to this whole puzzle, because it is a pain in the ass. It rotates over there. You can go over there and finish that puzzle, but it is nonsensical if you don't finish the other side before. I mean, it completes the thing. It completes that section for that puzzle. But it makes more sense for you to complete this section here first, because of a specific occurrence that you will see. Then you see the enemies, and what you do? You go to here and go through the spiritual realm, because fuck fighting them. Why the fuck would you fight them? Why would I lose my time like fighting those enemies? Give me a very good reason of why I should do that. So now it's just a matter of finding a portal. And there it is. Let's just stand here and try and grab a soul. And fuck the enemies. Why would I fight them? Why would I interact with a thing that is meaningless? There's no reason for them to exist. Like, for example, these ones. Why? What do I get by fighting them? I can just complete the thing. I can just keep going. So now, what we do? We climb the thing. I mean, if they manage to hit me and just bring me down, sure, I'll fight them. But they don't. Can we just go here? Oh no, we can't go up there. Simple, always. Don't know where to go. Change to the spectral realm. Things will probably show you a way to solve the thing. God damn it. Oh, there is souls in there. Again, no reason to fight anything. Unless you really, really want to fight them. Otherwise, there's no reason. This one, there is a reason for you to fight him. Is the fight good? Is the fight good? I ask you. Is the fight good? This fucking puzzle here. You enter this place and you think, what the fuck do I do here? What do I fucking do in this place? There are some things on the walls depicting an eclipse. Sun in there. Is it the sun? Probably the moon. No, it is the sun. It is supposed to be the sun. And then the moon entering in front of the sun and becoming an eclipse. So what do you think? It is probably a light related thing. But there's no lights around here. There's the torches. I mean, can I do something with a torch? Can I light this thing? No, I can't light the thing. I can rotate it. But there's weird noises. But there is nothing happening. And then it says, shoot projectiles at puzzle targets. Shoot projectiles at puzzle targets? What target? This? Should I shoot a projectile at this? Should I shoot a projectile at that? Doesn't seem to have nothing happening. Right? Should I shoot a projectile on the obelisk? Nope. Nothing is happening with those. What is a puzzle target in this situation? So, light puzzle, right? This seems to be a mirror. So, it should reflect light. So I see, we reflect light at those things then. But there is no light. Maybe you could say, oh, there is something falling from the ceiling in front of the camera all the time. Let's look at the ceiling. There's something up there. See? You need to do something with the ceiling. But think like that. Did the game ever told you that you can do this? God damn it, the mouse is just all over the place, just going all around, and I'm just using that gamepad, and the right analog stick is also apparently controls the mouse. This is fucking dumb. But then, the game never told you that you can do that. There was no use for this before this point. So you don't know how to fucking do this. There's no way that you would know that you can do this. There's no reason. So it says that you should shoot projectiles at puzzle targets. What is a projectile? You can shoot a torch. It becomes a projectile if you throw it. So let's try. But then, there's the thing, you see, it's clearly the Soul Reaver up there, but then it's a light puzzle, so maybe it involves the light from the torch. So let's throw the torch in there. Fuck all happens. Let's shoot regularly. It's not allowing me to shoot. It's probably glitched. Fuck all happens, so makes sense. Let's use the Reaver and shoot with the Reaver. There we go. This makes sense, but again, as I said, the game doesn't tell you that you can do this fucking shooty thing. If you've played the first game, you know. If you didn't, fuck you. Okay, now, light puzzle. What do? You have to put the light in one of those things. It is directly pointing at it, like it is reflecting towards there, right? Let's rotate the thing. Fuck all. Fuck all. Maybe in the darkness. Let's light the darkness. Fuck all. Nothing happens. Then you start looking around. There's these pillars, these obelisks. All of them pretty much broken. This one is broken. Can I go up with it? We can. What do you do? Nothing. We see nothing from here. There's nothing to go to. There's not a place to jump on. Nothing. Then, the solution to this fucking shit is this obelisk. It is the only one that is different from the other ones. All the other ones are broken in some way. And then you look at them, there's nothing on them. But this obelisk, for some reason, there's a symbol on it. There's an obelisk and a symbol, one of those symbols in the back behind it. So what do you fucking do? You see this very small shimmer, very small glint. You get close and it tells you how the action to grab. So you probably would manage to solve it by accident, just going around and doing this. And then something would show up and just pop. Look at the ground. There are hints. The ground is always crashed up. It's kind of a hint that something was pushed on top of it for a while. An amount of times enough to crash the floor. Okay. Let me just... Okay. Now we push the thing. It says nothing about it. But, like we said, let's go the image. The image says that the thing must be in front of a pillar. Look at it. The thing is in front of the pillar. Sure. But there's this element. Nothing happened. Let's try and rotate the thing. Let's try and rotate the point to the obelisk. Why do we need to light an obelisk with the thing behind it? Who knows? But it solves the puzzle. And it creates a shadow on the obelisk. And the wall just opens. For no fucking reason. At all. This is a very, very dumb puzzle. It is easy because I've finished it before. You might be seeing this and thinking, oh, that is easy. It would be easy for me to solve it. It isn't. There are specifically the elements of not having told you that you can hold a specific button to shoot things. And no reason for you to look at the same besides when you... Like, there's nothing else that you could have done. And it does not end here. It gets dumber. Oh boy, it gets dumber. This is how it should be. Reach the place, observe the thing, speak fuck all. Why is it not picking up? Why is it insisting on punching over there? Who knows? This was how was so Reaver 1 and then I picked the mirror, the object. Now I'm carrying the object and I probably should put it in somewhere where there's a slot for this object. Just fuck off. Yeah, pretty much the same symbol. You just put on the same pedestal. That's it. But nothing happens. You just put the thing in there. That's why the next puzzle comes. Let me think. Oh, maybe we should point the lights towards the moon over here, and it will do something. Like we just pointed a light towards a thingy there. There's no light when you point to the moon. For some reason, light doesn't fucking reach this when you point to the moon. I believe it's because the light is coming from there. But there is no exact mention, or it's not exactly showing you that the light comes from there. I mean, the ground is a little bit like brighter, but it's not as clear. So there we go. Next dumb puzzle. And I'm not solving these with in the same way. Like I could just go straight to the answer. Well, I want you to see how dumb the solutions are. Raziel has a secondary attack now. He just does this with the main square attack. And if you press triangle, he does this. It's pretty much useless. I don't recall having a specific moment where you need to use this. Maybe in the future, but not now. Okay, back to the real world. What we saw. The thing where we entered. And then this thing down here. Let's see if we find shit to interact around. Some torches. Dumb fucking enemies. It's just then, as we often do, like, not care for the enemies. Looking around. Torches on the walls. Not much. A main thing in the center. Can we get there? Camera's just spazzing out. Well, apparently there's no exact way for you to get up there. So, climb the wall it is. But climb the wall. Can't climb the wall. Okay then, fighting the enemies it is. While you are fighting one of them, the other one keeps fucking shooting shit at you. Because the enemies now are very fucking relentless. Don't give you a break. And there's I don't know if you paid attention, but there's a considerable distinction between the souls of humans and the souls of monsters. Souls of humans are just like a blob of light. And the souls of monsters, just like the ones in the spectral realm, are just skulls, flying skulls. That's an innate differentiation. Okay, only place to go. Climb this shit. You need to go there. There's a thing to light up. So, a thing up there. Okay, we did the previous one. We know what to do. I mean, the game directed us to go here first, but I don't think you would be seeing that shit up there. So yeah, back here, gates. So there's a thing with the lights we can rotate. Sure, let's turn the thing to the mirror. But then, think like you haven't done the other puzzle. You know that this guides lights towards things. This was supposed to be the first part, the first place where you should have gone to. You don't have no idea of what the other place has, because the first rotation of the mirror there points you to this place. So there's a symbol up there, It directs you to go to the Spectre realm. There's some shit up there. But apparently you need to go there. So, there's no way for you to fly up there. You can't go up there. There's no way. Here, symbol of the Reaver. Does it mean anything? Can we just get the Fire Reaver in here? Why is this thing, this brazier, not properly placed? Who knows? But we know. We went around, there's fuck all around it. What do we do? What do we do now? What can we do? We don't know shit about this place. There's that thing up there. It's resonating. Is the game telling you to do something here? It isn't, right? The game is not telling you to do anything here. If you've played the first game, you know you can shoot shit. So, let's say that you know the first game. It looks like there is a Reaver up there. You shoot the shit. Misses. Breaks the opens the shield. Like, and there's the light going through. Like, weren't we bringing this light to reflect over there? Like, the thing is open, huh? What is this light for, though? What do you do? How do you cross? Do you go over it? Like, is there something I can climb on top? Nope, there isn't. But then, since we played the previous puzzle, there's the obelisk. Do you see this obelisk? Do you see how there's the same symbol in it than the symbol that was in the previous obelisk? Do you see how it would get you confused if you did the previous, this one and the other one after? Like, because it's just, it just means that this is the obelisk that you can interact, and the broken ones you can't interact. That's it. There's some handles in this one, and in this one there isn't. Okay, there's handles on this way and not on the other side, so it should push from here. Okay, but still, it wouldn't be as easy for you to notice these because they blend into the environment like very well. The lighting then allows them to blend into the environment very well. So this is what the dumb shit you do. It casts a shadow. The obelisk casts shadows. Remember, you haven't seen the previous puzzle. You don't know what the fucking thing does. So, obelisk casts shadows. Yes. You jump in the shadow. It's a physical, material shadow. For some reason. And then you get over here. So yeah, this shit. If you didn't know about that fucking thing up there, then you need to break. There's nothing being shown again. But there's that thing over there. So if you've broken the thing previously, can I break this shit as well? Nope, I can't. Doesn't break, even charging. Maybe with the Reaver. Nope, doesn't break. So it's probably the light. You rotate the shit. Points over there to the obelisk. Why it doesn't, like, disappear the shadow? Who knows? Rotating him. Points to the thing, opens the thing. This sound is nice though. But then, do you see how dumb this puzzle is? You just rotated this twice, and it just pointed in the exact direction you had to. Of course it was because the thing is lit up. If it wasn't, you would just be rotating this damn thing like for nothing. But okay, we now go through the thing. Now, this is one of the most dumb shit that I've seen before. Look at this thing. There's a hole in here. It is clear that this thing is interactable. The ground is scratched. So you push it, right? Where to? Where do you push? Left or right? Which direction do you push this? Left or right? God damn it, the mouse going bonkers again. Left or right? What do we do? There's some symbols on the floor. Apparently things related to the moon and sun and planets and shit, but not very specific. What do you do? Let's push left. Something happens. Something moves. The thing moves. What does the thing do? Looks like a mirror, right? Push the thing again. Moves. Go towards there. Alright. Let's push it to the other side then. Since nothing happened, and we have no hints, but what we must do is just push shit. Let's see what happens. That's it. And see how if you didn't have the mirror down there, it wouldn't make sense doing this part first and then the other. You would just like see light shining on an object down there for nothing, for no fucking reason. Light just shines on an object down there and nothing happens. See, the puzzle is done in an order that makes no sense. If you do the puzzle in the correct order, it makes even less sense because you wouldn't know what to do. It is dumb. It's a very dumb puzzle. I've refused. I don't remember. I think I didn't look through. I didn't look at a walkthrough to do this back when I was playing the PS2 version. And I remember getting royally pissed because of this puzzle. Because it is very dumb. I've lost a considerable amount of time here, like an hour or two, probably, trying to do this shit.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me, and I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
Do you see how he described exactly what happened? Like, precisely everything that happened. He described how he wasn't willing to let the Reaver, like, take control of his body. He described how the Reaver entered the hole in the thing. He described how he changed and acquired the power of the thing. He described everything that you saw. Very dumb. Very fucking dumb. I like the sound these doors make when you open them. Around this place, there's a bug. You can't open the thing.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
Do you see how dumb that description is? How he said, now I know what the basins I've been seeing throughout Nosgoth. Like, was he? He didn't, like, before he didn't make a comment. The game knows that I've seen these things and been wondering what the fuck are those things. But how the fuck does he know that this imbues the Reaver? He didn't put the thing in there to imbue it. He didn't touch it. He did nothing. How the hell does he know that all of the other basins are now powered? He didn't see all of them. He's seeing this one. Only this one. He's seeing this one light up and then he thinks, well, all of the other ones are lit up again. Like, why? This is the temple of the where this power was acquired. It is reasonable that the base in this temple would be powered up. What if you had to grab the power from here and then go distributing and turning on all the other bases? How would he know if that is not what it is? It is what would happen. He doesn't. He just spouts shit.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognize this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
And now he tells you exactly where to go. Precisely where to go. There was a considerable problem with Soul Reaver 1. The fact that it was cryptic and didn't tell you where to go. But at the same time, it like gave you reason to explore the world. You didn't know where you had to go, so you should search for it. But now, I know exactly where to go. Why should I explore the map? Why should I look at other things if I know exactly where I need to go? I need to go back in the door where there was just after we left the fortress, the Sarafan fortress. I just need to go there. There's no reason to search for shit. And you know the saddest part? There's really no reason for you to search for shit. There's nothing. At least in this section, there's nothing for you to find. As far as I know.
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origin, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the Pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the Pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Sarafan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Sarafan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the Pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away, until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, Even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the Ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
It even directed us. It showed that we should jump and go towards that direction. But you see how every character that shows up is more interesting than Raziel. Like, Raziel is just weirdly a ghost in his own game. Nope, like, the things that he says is just snark remarks and dumb shit that you are seeing. All the other characters show up to enlighten you and then tell you shit. Interesting shit. Like Vorador explaining all the things, recognizing that you look like what he calls an ancient. It is weird because on Soul Reaver 1, Raziel wasn't like this. I mean, he made some snark remarks and shit like that. It was like, said a lot of shit to pretty much everyone, but not completely dumb like this. He was dumbed down for this version of the game.
Here it comes.
Yeah, here I come. Here I go. We just fuck off. Back towards where we came. Because the camera pointed and said, well, go towards there. Go to that place over there. You see there? Go there. There is where you should go. Soul Reaver 1 did this in certain specific moments. But it was mostly for in places where you were exploring. You were just exploring around the place and then you stumbled around some place and then Raziel would make a comment about something. A comment, not a description, a comment. And then he would like look towards the direction, just go. For example, the first part where he finds the whirlpool where he fell on, like where Kain threw him. Like, look at this. Look at this dumb shit. It's not the first time we had to climb one of these. And it was there where it showed us that we had to climb it. The tutorial shit. It is dumb fucking thing. It should have been shown the first time we approached one, regardless of where it was. It is not that hard to program such a feature. I know, I am a programmer. It's not that hard at all. You just put a trigger for, like... Has Raziel ever climbed one of those on a wall? And if not, if he approaches a wall, show the message. You might say, oh, but then you have to make all of the walls triggerable. All of the walls have a collision marker that allows you to climb them. Otherwise, like, every single wall would be climbable. So the game already detects when you are close to one of those walls or not.
Ah, my wayward child returns.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
See how Raziel is smart enough to understand that when I forgot the name of the creature down there. He's smart enough to understand that it mentioned that there are creatures like in dark powers that are trying to mislead him, and at the same time he just says, like, am I in their presence? Like, am I in the presence of a dark power that is trying to misled me? Like, he's smart enough to perceive that. It's like the game was written by 2 or 3 people. Like, a person like wrote the voices, the smart voices for Raziel, and then the rest was all written by someone that had to write them because, oh, we need to describe this section here. Just write some shit. Just put some shit on paper and then just make the voice actor say that. It is fucked up. Okay, I think for now I'm going to stop in here. It's a good place to stop. It's almost 3 hours, and it's now getting a little bit colder, but there are some things that I need to do. But I will come back later. Maybe right now it's going to be 7 p.m. It is 6:37. And around, let's say 11 p.m., maybe 12 p.m. Or maybe even earlier. I will come back and stream more Soul Reaver and go to the other temple, which is even more bullshit than the previous one. But yeah, I think for now it's enough. And I'll see any person that decides to show up later. For now, that's it. Bye.